Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It's been almost 5 years. Where does the time go? Not so much a how-to today, more of a heads up. Videos regarding a Febi Bilstein fuel filter, which I attempted to fit to my van a couple of days ago. That didn't go too well. Let's take a look. So here's the filter in question, and the issue is this valve, which is supposed to fit in here. And just in case anyone's wondering, the little arrow on the top always points towards the back of the van. If you're looking down into the engine bay at the fuel filter from the top, this arrow is pointing back towards the fuel tank. So it's already quite an awkward job to do, rather fiddly, but once you've done it a couple of times, it's fairly straightforward. I fitted dozens of these filters to my van and friends' vans, family members' vans over the years. So for me, I can get it done in under about 10 minutes now. Let's have a look at where the R-clip is supposed to pass through. Now you can already see the valve is sitting quite high. It should really be sitting flush or just below the top of this metal, below the top of this metal lip here. So try and push it down. Sometimes, you know, other filters I fitted can be a little bit of a tight fit. That's just, it's not actually moving, and you can't see any part of the hole there. So this is out of the van. So if you can imagine trying to push that valve down while it's in place, it's just not going to happen. So I'm putting quite a bit of force on that now. The other issue is the original valve, if that's still in your van, has probably become very, very brittle, and that's the reason I happen to have one of these spare ready so I can do this demonstration, test it myself on some other fuel filters. So this valve is made by Febi Bilstein, yet it doesn't fit the fuel filter that it's designed for. So you would think if they've made both the parts that would fit. It doesn't. So we'll put this one back in the box. Put that over to one side. Now, I actually bought 4 of these at the same time. They were on offer with a discount voucher, so I grabbed them, saved them up for future services. So it could just be a one-off. Maybe it was that filter that was faulty. These things happen sometimes. Maybe it got dropped in the factory. The holes appear to be in the right place, but for whatever reason that valve isn't sitting where it should be. So let's take out another one. Now this is unfitted. 21600. Get the valve. Let's see if that goes in. I'm putting quite a bit of force on that, and that's just not going to happen. So we've established that. I've got another 2. They're going to be returned. The seller that I bought them from on eBay, they're aware. They understand that I can't return the one that I attempted to fit because that was filled with liquid moly injector cleaner. So regulations state I can't send that through the post anyway because it's going to end up leaking fuel or the liquid that's inside it. So this is the filter that came off the van. I've been fitting Bosch filters for quite a few years now, but if you look at my old videos, I was a big fan of the Febi Bilstein parts. I've done the Febi Bilstein pollen filter, fuel filter and oil filter in previous videos. So we take this used Bosch filter out of the box. You can see they're very similar, almost identical. We take that valve, place that valve in the top, We can see there it's just sitting above that lip, and then we just press and there's a reassuring click. That's in place. Didn't take too much force, and as you can see there, you see a nice clear hole straight through. Spare R clip. I always keep a spare of just about everything for the van. This one's going to be a bit tight. Let's line that one up, give it a little twist. And there we go. Really easy once you've done it a couple of times. So there's absolutely no issue with the Bosch filter with the Febi Bilstein valve fitted. Now I did have another Bosch filter spare. I've got quite a few spare parts for the van that I've stored up over the years. So it was easy enough to just drain the liquid moly injector cleaner out, put it into a new filter and swap it over. Now, I would have been even more unhappy if I hadn't have had a spare fuel filter and I had to drain the liquid moly out of the Febi filter that's faulty, pour it back into a used fuel filter and fit that back on the van. Fortunately, I didn't have to do that. So this video is really just a heads up for anyone out there that's struggling to get that valve into a Febi Bilstein fuel filter that they fitted. Again, it's in a very awkward position to start off with. So some people might struggle a little bit. You might even think it's you, or you're doing something wrong. You might end up pushing down on that valve and causing damage to it. It's really unacceptable. It's not the motor factor's fault, but I'm really disappointed because, like I said, I was a fan of Febi Bilstein parts for many years. But I have to be honest. A few years ago, I did notice certain products, the quality just wasn't the same anymore. So I moved over to using products from Bosch and other suppliers. And again, I only bought those Febi Bilstein filters because they were discounted and they were a really good price. So the 3 of them are going to go back to the motor factor. They're doing their own investigations because obviously they don't want to keep sending an item out that's faulty. And just to reiterate, there is absolutely no way you will get that valve into a Febi Bilstein fuel filter if you've got one of the faulty ones. Have a look at the label that's on here. So it's 21600. I mean, it looks genuine. I mean, I understand mistakes get made, but they really shouldn't. I've heard reports that there are certain Febi parts on the market that are counterfeit. I think I may have come across some of those in the past. That's part of the reason why I stopped using them. So, is this genuine? Is it counterfeit? Is it just poor quality and that's what they're doing? I mean, it's not that it's unusable. You're not going to be able to use this fuel filter. So I'm going to wrap this video up, and it's just really a heads up for anyone out there who's been trying to fit one of these fuel filters and has had difficulties. Just to reassure you, it's not you. At least not this time anyway. There's the code for the valve. Again, lucky I had one of these in stock. I have a spare of most things, so I can do a demonstration away from the van with better lighting and show you, just even with a lot of force, more force than you would be able to put on the valve and the filter with it in the van. Clearly something that Febi need to address. Okay, thanks for watching.